This is my first game with the deck, by the way. This is my first game. Aren't you glad they unnerfed this? And look, I generated a buffed card. Oh, let's see what we're gonna eat. Yeah, I don't want him to have that. First game seemed fair. Why, Blizzard, why?
Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and the patch went live yesterday. The largest balance patch probably in Hearthstone history I can think of. 20 cards changed. Whether it was like the 3 nerfs and then like a bunch of buffs. And well, I got very mad. I got very mad on the first day. Rogue is what is a bit of a discussion. We'll talk about it. Before we get into it though, again, I want to thank everybody. The support, the congratulations we got for 50,000 subs was insane yesterday. And I announced my giveaway, which by the way, will be given away announced next Thursday. I will be giving away $500 worth of Hearthstone packs, $100 to 5 different people. All you have to do is go to the video in the description below, thumbnails there, like, comment on it, subscribe to the channel. You'll be entered and you get to pick whatever packs you want. Whatever you want, it's yours. And again, thank you all so much. So the patch went live. We saw changes to ladder with all the ranked cards. We saw Battlegrounds changes, which go check out It's Ben for an update on that, or Nicolina, or other Battlegrounds content creators. They do a great job. And then of course there was even, I didn't even mention it, there was Duels changes, so we'll talk about that, and no real arena changes. But yes, day one, I played Standard, I played Wild, I played Duels and Arena, I played everything to get a sense of it. And well, let's start with Standard, where I'll basically start off with my rant. My rant that I'm gonna put an asterisk on this. I'm gonna put an asterisk on this because it was day one. It was a class that previously wasn't doing well, a very popular class in Rogue that just got buffed, so people were probably playing it a lot more than normal. It might not necessarily be because it's broken, but Rogue, I'll just show you this here. This is my matchup spread for the day in Standard. 50% Rogue, all because Wild Paw Null is back to a 5 mana 4/5. Not only did it get a mana discount from 6 to 5, it got its attack back, and well, you couple it with a card like a Maester of the Masquerade, it comes down on turns 2 and 3 for like 0 mana. The balance patch or the patch notes justified this, or at least I think Gallon justified this on Twitter, saying that Secret Passage was a big enabler of this card. But to me, it's always been Maester of the Masquerade. Yeah, Passage sometimes let you play a Null on turn 1 or 2 early, but it's always really cheap because of Maester, and then you have your Null out really early. And I just put out this tweet. This is basically how I summed it up for me. The experience of it is we just nerfed a card like Drekthar, right? A card like Drekthar that basically locked out all other board decks, was very high mulligan win rate, polarizing, and we unnerfed a card that did exactly the same thing. Back when we were complaining about this card back in January, it got nerfed on January 20th earlier this year, I cited this mulligan win rate. It was like 60, almost like, you know, really high percent. You have it in your opener, you win. We'll have to see how the numbers develop after the first day, but it felt very frustrating. But I will note, I did face it 50% of the time. I only lost, I think, to 2 of them. And one was when I was playing Amir. So I didn't do particularly badly. Maybe the deck isn't as good without a Secret Passage and the Vessel. This card here is kind of the big other scam part where you prep it out and then you play it with the Dredge card and you basically get a 3 mana 6/6 into a 1 mana 6/6, and you have a, you know, you still have the Secret Agents or whatever. Those are 3 mana 6/6s. It just felt a bit obnoxious, and I'm curious how you guys felt on day one, because yeah, it was mostly Rogue, but I feel like I played Nagamage, it really crushed it. They can't deal with the Spite Lash turns, and there was like no warrior on ladder, so Shield Shatter I think will also do quite well. Also, I didn't face a single Demon Hunter or a single Quest Hunter, so if you were sick of seeing those classes, you're not going to see them very much on ladder, at least I didn't. And yeah, so Standard, very Rogue heavy, but outside of that, it was refreshing to see other stuff when I did. For Wild, the Wild nerfs are pretty effective in terms of, I think, Quest Hunter, which was already not very high play rate, at least in my ranks. I didn't see it at all. Drekthar nerf for Wild only really hit the Burn Shaman deck, and basically Wild felt the same to me, very similar. I did see some people, you know, messing around with the Burgle stuff again with Null because it is that good and Passage is in Wild, but I don't think Wild expected a big shift, and so far not much. I think the old strategies are going to ring true, but I wasn't really calling for big changes in Wild anyways. There's a lot of stuff to play. Most of it's non-interactive or super aggressive, but that's kind of Wild. That's kind of the format, and that's just the way it felt and the way I think it'll continue to go. Duels did have a change. They removed Dragon Affinity from the tier 1 buckets of a passive, and well, you just can't get it anymore. I'm actually kind of concerned about Duels. I'm actually not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be my first official complaint about Duels on our channel. I feel like they're nerfing too much. I actually feel like they're overdoing it a little bit. I feel like Duels is a place where you want to do crazy dumb stuff, and they're taking, I feel like, a little too much of it away. Like, I didn't think Dragon Affinity was that bad. It was frustrating, but for me it wasn't one of these passives that really was obnoxious and it wasn't beatable. And I don't know, I feel like some of it is maybe a little too much fine-tuning. Like, I complained for nerfs all the time. In this last patch for Duels, I didn't say a peep. I was saying I think everything's pretty good actually. And yeah, playing it, I just feel like I can't do cool enough stuff right now in Duels. I feel like maybe next expansion they'll bring in some new cool passives or something, but right now it's just like the passives I can get just don't excite me as much. So I don't know, I'll keep playing Duels of course, but I feel less excited about it, if that makes sense. And again, I'd love to hear your guys' comments on that. And then I played Arena, and Rogue felt really good in Arena there too, especially this card, To the Nefarian, which is really good in Standard too. Just a really good change to that card. 2-minute deal 3 honorable kill. Just felt like a really solid card in Arena, as well as Ladder. Very on board with that buff as well. But yeah, Arena, again, not a ton to talk about. Also note, this entire patch didn't feel very bug heavy. I didn't notice any real bugs. There was one bug, I don't know if it's still live, where the duplicate protection wasn't working on disenchanted rares. So I opened like, I don't know how many multi-strikes when I was doing Arena Duels today, because I would have a full collection, I would disenchant multi-strike, and then I would just kept getting more. I think I disenchanted like 10 of them. So yeah, you might want to check that out if that's still working. You might be able to get some extra dust. Also, I got the 3,000 gold from Drekthar, which again, I think is really generous and I think is a really good thing. I basically got a free diamond card because I bought it with gold, so I can't really complain. But I will say the sad thing to me is, yes, Rogue got buffs and Rogue seems really good. I feel like Priest is just as bad. Like, the cards they buffed, I did predict for Priest, but like, they're not really doing anything. They don't really fit in a home. Like, you got Quest Priest, but it's not really putting it over the top. The Wig card's probably the biggest buff. I've seen some scam decks going around for that, but I think Priest players are gonna be really frustrated to see Rogue popping off and to see Priest like just suffering, not doing so well. But I think the next expansion and mini set will hopefully address that more. I just don't know how you like help Priest out without better cards rather than buffs, that if you understand. And Warlock's buffs as well. I saw a bit of Curse Lock. It seems to be okay-ish, but I have a feeling that deck's gonna fall off pretty quickly as people refine things. So day one was Rogue Salt for me. I thought the patch overall was really cool. I like that they're taking that many chances, buffing that many cards, doing that much stuff. I felt like the nerfs hit everything I would have liked to see hit. It's day one. I'm not calling for re-nerfs or nerfs or anything like that, but I wanted to put my opinion or my take out there because, well, we'll see how things develop, right? We'll see how Rogue develops, how the rest of the meta develops, but day one was a bit terrifying to see 50% Rogue. Pretty crazy, and maybe I'll highlight some games later of that Rogue deck. We'll see. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.